And welcome back. This is part 2 of New Comics, bitch! For the last week of April. We're going to start with, I think it was ironic. I think it's kind of weird that they did this in the same week, but we just did Secret Avengers number 12, and now here we have Secret Avengers 12.1, which introduces Nick Spencer, of Morning Glory's fame, to the Secret Avengers title, and Scott Eaton as the new penciler, again replacing Mike Deodato, even though Mike Deodato did the cover, which is a really cool cover, by the way. And basically, this particular issue, he definitely takes the reins from Brubaker and goes off not in a place that is bad, but in a place that's actually kind of cool and a little bit unexpected, which is basically that we have a man that seems to be the U.S. agent, which you remember is the kind of the kind of black Captain America suit. If you're not familiar with the U.S. agent, who was Captain America for a time. Well, this is actually not him, but anyway. So we've got I've never heard of Mr. Negative before, but he's in this issue. But basically, what happens? This guy in the U.S. agent suit basically has leaked extremely classified information to the entire world. Put it all over the internet. Basically, names of people who are people who are essentially double agents, who are working inside like super terrorist groups like AIM or Hydra, things like that. People who are working, who are working within their confines, but are working for, I guess, allied governments, what have you. It's over 400 names, and we see one of them summarily whacked in this particular issue. So what these guys, they're the secret Avengers. They don't really want things getting out either. Part of their task, part of their job is to make sure that these secrets don't get public. And there's definitely discussion about the morality of having double agents working for the government. I mean, they do tend to do bad things even while they have good intentions. But basically, this focuses on them trying to save the life of one man who is who they know is a good man, but who's been working inside AIM, and the whole team kind of working together to try and make sure that this man survives. Well, things do end up going a little bit wrong, unfortunately. But Cap definitely steps up the battle, brings it directly to this new U.S. agent imposter, and it's it doesn't have like a specific Nick Spencer type of feel to it, which is not a bad thing per se. I like Nick Spencer's writing a lot, but it's not like this is well, this is totally Nick Spencer. It has it just it has a really good story. It's dealt with in a really I almost hate to say realistic manner, but it's just really good. And so I mean, it's a really good start to his run at this comic. This is not something that I don't think I don't think this is going to be something that's going to be a continuing arc. This seemed to be a one-off, just as an introduction to his to his kind of him taking the reins of this book. So glad to see Nick Spencer aboard. So good stuff. Moving on to other good stuff, we've got Detective Comics number 876. we still got Scott Snyder writing, but Jock is back on the art, and I dig Jock's work a lot. So, and Scott Snyder, definitely a very smart writer. Basically, we've got some really interesting stuff happening. That we have a character that is the first thing that almost the first thing that we see is a dead killer whale inside an office building. Now, how the hell that happened, but they bring it to again, Gordon is utilizing the Batman Incorporated aspect of their kind of own crime lab and their own technology, this definitely has to do again with somebody from Dick Grayson's past, someone very specific for creating who he is today, and that the person that may be involved or at least targeted in all of this is the daughter of the man who is responsible for his parents' murder, Boss Anthony Zuko. Because when they actually inspect the whale's body, there is another woman's body inside of that whale. There's also continuing discussion of Gordon who's obviously in the issue. He brings up that his son is there. He kind of wants Dick to go maybe chat with him a bit and see if maybe he is kind of keeping up his end of things. And this is definitely more keeping with what Scott Snyder's been doing. Is definitely keeping his nose to the non-fantastical elements of Gotham City, aside from obviously this killer whale inside of an office building and a dead body stuffed inside that killer whale. But he's fighting gangsters, he's fighting mobsters, he's dealing with real issues and and real problems. That's what's part of what makes Scott Snyder's run on Detective so awesome, is that he is dealing with down to earth issues. So again, another great issue from him. Another book that I want to talk about is Amazing Spider-Man 659. We're essentially continuing where we were on the last story, which is, it's obviously a big part of Spider-Man's life now that he's going to be part of the Future Foundation. So we have to have some adventures of him, going with the FF on some of their odd adventures. And it's a good issue. I like it. I like what they're doing with it. I like the fact that his pissed off girlfriend, who doesn't know where he is, in an act of drunken defiance, gets a Green Goblin tattoo on her body, possibly, although it's not shown, so we don't know. With her roller derby pals. Spider-Man is off with the FF, throwing out some classic Beastie Boys references, generally being fun, and they encounter zombie pirates. If they weren't having so much fun with the idea, it would be cliched and awful. But they do have some fun with it, and they recognize that that it is kind of cliched. But they do have some fun with it, and just and then there's another and that's really good. I like but what's with the constantly changing artists? What's going on there? That's pissing me off. And and there's again another side issue of the team up with him and Ghost Rider, which is just kind of fun. It's amusing. But a good issue overall to Dan Slott, keeping with Dan Slott. So stay tuned. Next one coming up.